Welcome to Get Real with Chris and Mark.
I'm so excited right now.
You should feel the love coming off of this table right now. That's what
goodness.
it is. It's just permeating. We have a special guest today, and it's Miss Juwana, and Miss Juwana is with
Simply Southern Catering by Juwana.
Obviously, she catered to us today with some absolutely amazing looking food.
This is a spread for two, so imagine.
Yeah, I know.
Imagine if you order a spread for 4. You could feed 40.
You could, right.
Yeah.
So, tell us about you and your business.
I'm married. I have been married for 35 years.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Thank you. I have raised 14 kids.
How many?
Wait a minute,
Well,
what?
I only gave birth to 2, but I
Okay.
have raised 14 children.
That's a lot of kids.
children.
Yeah,
I'm getting ready to have my third.
This explains it. This explains the food, right?
So this is for 2.
It is, absolutely. Right now, I work for the Department of Social Services.
All right.
In foster care. So, and I'm also a foster care parent. Don't have enough time to give away to everybody, but yeah. And what else? I volunteer with an organization called Helpful Hook.
Say it again.
Helpful Hook.
Okay.
They're a program with adults with disabilities.
Okay.
So back off of that, I used to work for Center for Life in Richmond when I first came down here in 2009.
Okay.
The military brought us down here. My
Right.
husband served 30 years in the Navy.
Wow.
And so when I worked with Helpful Hook, so I just stayed in contact with some of the people. And then I also get them on the weekends, and then every now and again. Before COVID, we would go to one game out of the Redskins, well, the Commanders
Right.
now. Take them to see the games.
Aw.
But other than that, I love to cook.
We can tell.
I got cooking from my mom. She was a cook, and then I also had a daughter who was a chef. She passed recently.
I'm sorry.
Thank you. In February from COVID. She was 39.
Aw.
So with all of that, I work 40 hours a week. Well, 40 plus.
Yeah.
How long you been with social services?
8 years.
Okay.
I wasn't kidding when I said you could feel the love coming off of this. There's definitely a personal connection to your food. I can tell.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
I can see it, and you can feel it when you whether you know it or not. You can feel it when it came on the table. But so you do, this is catering, right? So you do
Correct.
mostly catering, and you for events and things like that.
For event, I also do like individual want me to do their weekly prep food for them.
Okay.
So I do their prep food. I mean, I just do soul food. I also do vegan. So I do personal dinners and things of that nature.
Okay.
Also.
That's kinda cool.
So tell us about that a little bit. I'm just curious.
Which one?
to be
Yeah, no,
honest.
that's fine.
Yeah. The
personal
prepping.
Oh, well, when people, when let's say you call me and say, hey, can you make me some food for a week? So I just, they tell me what they want. I just prep it where they can freeze it, refrigerate it, however they want to store it. And, it's in a container, and then they just store it that way.
You mentioned, before we started, a bunch of places that you volunteer and do different things. So tell us a little bit about that.
Like I said, I volunteer with adults with disability. I give them some of my time, and then I also, by the way I work for social services, some families still call me when I'm not at work. So, and then they're like, hey, can you go and pick up me some food or whatever?
Right.
So I'll go and pick up them some food from the food banks and things of that nature. Or I'll, if they like, hey, I'm hungry, I'll cook them some dinner. So I kind of sort of donate food at least twice a week to different families and things of that nature. So, again, I love to cook. So, I mean, if you say you're hungry, my mama has always said, you don't never turn anybody down for food.
That's right.
You always make sure somebody is fed.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Well, you
that is
definitely
awesome,
made
yeah.
sure we're fed
You
today.
fed more than us today. I'm just
Yeah.
saying, but
Hopefully the rest of this is going
yeah,
somewhere.
we're gonna find somewhere for
We're
it.
not going to finish it, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So what should we try first?
Why don't you try the cheesy shrimp ball and tell me what you think?
That's what I wanted
Cheesy
to try
shrimp
first. She already
bombs?
knew.
Ball.
Cheesy
Balls?
shrimp balls.
Got it.
There we go.
All right.
All right, Chris.
What's in a cheesy shrimp?
I think it's cheesy.
Well,
I
and I can't
imagine.
tell you how it
Shrimp and-
tastes because I'm allergic to seafood.
Oh,
But I can
no.
cook it.
Okay.
But you can cook it. kind of looks like almost like a little crab cake, doesn't
Yeah.
it?
It's like a cheesy shrimp ball crab cake.
It don't taste like crab cake. Oh my goodness.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Like?
that was not what I expected. I think it's
How'd
funny.
you come up with this?
Yeah, where'd you come up with that?
I just made it up.
Okay.
There's no recipe for it. I just decided
Make sure you wrote it down.
I do. I'm my husband. That's what he keeps saying. Hey, you need to write down your recipe because if anything should happen, who can follow in your footsteps? I am writing them down.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
you got to do that. I feel like there's so many things like from my childhood that I remember from
Right.
family members and stuff like that. When they pass, and it's like all of a sudden, we're trying to recreate something. We can't ever recreate it the way that it was, which I guess will still be the case to some extent.
True.
Because nobody can put the love into it in the same way. You know what I mean?
That's true.
This is really delicious.
You
I
enjoy
actually,
it?
I really
I could
like
eat
those.
like 10 of those for sure.
I mean, I could literally eat through all
A little
those.
like Remo
Good,
sauce or
good.
something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So if you love those, you ought to try my crab cakes.
Oh my gosh.
You didn't bring those today.
I did not.
Well, you'll have to get in our crab cake contest.
Yeah, we were talking.
We keep talking about it. So.
Yes.
That. You know what I like about that? That's like. Honestly, I don't think I've ever had anything like that.
No,
It's different.
I just decided that's something I wanted to just try out and say, okay, let me just see how these work out.
No, that's something else.
Yeah.
I really like those.
So, how long you been doing catering?
I have been cooking for maybe 15 years, but catering as a business about 2 years.
Okay. How do you like it?
I really enjoy it.
Yeah.
Sometimes you know how you cook and people say, hey, can you cook XYZ for me? And then you're like, okay, well, this is how much it's going to cost. Like, oh, well, that's not what I anticipate.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, no worry about it. I'll just make what you want anyway.
Well, that's not good.
No,
It really is. I know.
That's how you know you're doing it out of pure joy and passion.
Right.
It really is.
Right.
So,
So I'm not making, I make a little bit of change, but it's nothing that, I can retire on.
right.
Right.
Well, I think when people see, like, if I'm trying, like, if you can feel that the such good, like wholesome ingredients, like you can really care to make something like that. People will keep coming back for that. That's for sure.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Oh, yeah.
That's for sure.
Where are we going next?
Yeah. What's next?
Let's try some collard greens since
Oh,
I know
let's
you.
do it.
Yes.
That's my favorite right
Oh,
there.
should I get out?
Yeah, if you want to go ahead and shovel some on there, that's
I'll
probably
give you
good.
a
Yeah. That's.
Oh, there's a bone in there. That's
Isn't
that
look
looks
at
good.
that.
Look at
Oh
that.
my gosh, I can't wait. I love good collard greens.
So I actually make collard greens 3 different ways. I do the vegan collard green. I do the collard green with pork and collard green with turkey
How,
as well.
how do I make mine like that? Can you teach me?
Sure.
That's so good.
So those collard greens that you're eating now, they have smoked neck bones in it.
What kind of show are we gonna have? We're not able to talk because my mouths are
eating
full
the
the
whole
whole time.
time. Yeah,
I'm like,
I'm gonna try this cornbread,
okay,
just so you know.
the collard greens are delicious.
I love the fact there's whole kernels of corn in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's how you know it's homemade. That's the
Absolutely.
secret, right?
Absolutely.
It's nice too because sometimes cornbread gets dry and that like keeps it a little moisture inside.
Oh yeah.
Correct.
That's good.
So 2 years you've been doing catering. What are your favorite types of events to do?
I would say my favorite is like I love children. So I would say doing events for kids because a lot of kids like I cannot make how they used to make the hamburger helpers in the box. I cannot make that for nothing in the world. Every time I try, when I used to try, it would always come out watery, so I started making my own hamburger helper.
Okay.
Well, I wouldn't call it hamburger helper. Baked.
Like stroganoff type. Yeah.
So I love to do that because my one of my kids that I have, who was my foster child, but now she's my child because I took legal custody of her. She loved for me to bake her, as she called it, baked mac and cheese with
Yeah.
ground beef in it. But yeah.
I think we're touching on something else a little bit here with you, and that's like, so how many? You had 14 children. Were any of them adopted? I mean, how many?
I had my husband and I. We adopted a son together. I gave birth to 2 kids My husband he didn't give birth,
Yeah, well,
but
yeah.
he had 2 kids from a previous marriage. And then we raised some of our nephews and nieces.
Okay.
And then we became foster parents, so then we took guardianship adoption of them.
Yeah, so you had a busy family all the time.
Yes. My husband's never
what
ended.
what made you decide to start fostering kids?
Well, my husband himself was a foster child, and he had promised his foster mom that he would give back. And he was like, "Hey, let's do fostering." I gotta admit, I was kind of selfish about it. I'm like, "Yeah, we've been raising all these children." So he's like, "Okay." So he's like, "Hey, let's do fostering." I'm like, "Okay." And he said, "Well, did you fill out the application?" I'm like, Never filled it out.
Right.
And then one day he said, "I think I'll just do it." And I'm like, "Dang it!" So I went ahead on and did it, and I mean, it's a wonderful feeling. I mean, I think because I work in the foster care area. So I know that, there are kids out there and teens who need family.
Right.
And during our time, as far as adoption, we adopted our kid in Jacksonville, Florida. And it was kind of sad that in Florida, the children will walk, they had like a picnic. And the kids would walk around with, "Take me home, I'm cute, I'm lovable." I'm like, "Oh my God, I want to take all of them, but no, we can't do that." So, but yeah, and then when we did the fostering here, by the way, I work for St. Mary's County. I can't be a foster in St. Mary's County, so I'm fostering in Charles County or either Calvert County.
Okay.
So we got licensed one day, and the next day they brought some kids. I'm like, "Wait a minute."
Right.
But I wouldn't trade it for nothing in the
That's
world.
great.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, that's a great way also for you to express your love of cooking too, because at least you gotta cater every day.
That's true.
Yes.
That's pretty awesome.
That's
But,
awesome.
well, I think we should try this macaroni and cheese because
Let's do it.
because she mentioned she made her own, hamburger helper.
Hamburger helper.
But yeah, that's something else.
Okay. Yep. You know what you're doing.
Yeah,
No doubt about that.
no doubt. This is good.
Thank you.
Wow.
Well, you know what? Let me give you a little piece of salmon to go with it. That way it will.
Just a little piece. Okay. Chris, take half of this one.
No, I'm good.
What?
You're gonna take the rest of that. Just give me the small one. That's why I like.
You saw it coming.
Yeah, I saw it coming.
I'm sorry. I can give you another piece.
I'm saying I'm happy with that. 'Cause
Oh, okay.
There's so much food here.
I might be hitting you up to cater for me.
I'm available.
Yeah.
You're not having audio difficulties. We're just eating.
Yeah, that's right. This is the quietest podcast ever. It's because we're just chewing the whole time.
The whole time we're
So
stuck
how
in our
long have you
face.
guys been doing the podcast?
We're going on.
Couple months.
Yeah, 3 months. 3 months,
4
I think,
months?
something like that. 3 months.
We just started this up. Well, so Chris was kind of his brainchild. He always wanted to do something like this, and then he was kind enough to invite me in on it.
Okay.
So.
Well, we're both real estate agents, and we love business, right?
Right.
And and we both love food, and and drink, and
Yeah.
and it's a great opportunity for us to meet people like you that we may have never met.
Yeah,
Right,
may not
right.
meet otherwise. Yeah, and we get to try local stuff and get to know folks.
Well, I'm grateful that you guys invited me to be here.
Yeah, well,
And I want to thank Reggie.
We're grateful. Yeah.
Reggie Rice, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Reggie hooked it up. That's right.
That's right.
He did.
He was the one telling me how good the mac and cheese was just a couple weeks ago. So I'm glad that we got a chance to taste it.
And actually, I was just telling him, Reggie downstairs, that I actually met him long years ago before this. I met him at the Center for Life Enrichment. He did a show for the adult with disability there.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, he's a good guy for sure.
All right. Yeah. What do we have next? Because
So we're going to try some potato salad.
all right, now let me tell you, I'm a potato salad guy. I say this every time. I
Okay,
do.
wait.
Not the first potato
No,
salad we've tried on
I
the
am.
show.
I am.
I'm sure it won't
Well, I
be the
guarantee you, you're going to love it.
Okay.
And also, I want to let you guys know I don't use any canned food. Everything is fresh.
last. Okay.
I cut up my own potatoes and everything.
Wow.
I pick my own greens. I don't
All right.
have them all cut up and everything. So
Mark goes all right.
Yeah, that's good right there. You know what the best part
That's
of this
really
is?
good.
That is so cold. How you kept that so
Yeah,
cold when
and
it's been
everyone-
sitting here for a minute? I have no
I
idea.
have a little cold pack.
Okay,
Mhm.
yeah, it's so cold. It's like so good, especially after eating so much hot food. You bite into this and it's like, It's
What
got
I
a
like is that little bit of
kick to it.
cayenne you put in it.
Little
Yes.
kick to it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I see it in it too.
You see it? Mm-hmm.
This is actually how I like my potato salad, to be honest with you,
Well,
with
good.
the egg in it, and I love this.
That's some good stuff right there.
You know, that's one of those things I'll tell you personally. Like we were talking about, like the recipes that everybody else. When I'm going to share a family story. My Aunt May was known for her potato salad. Like that was her thing, right? And when so that's why I say I'm very particular about my potato salad. But that
So
is
like Aunt
this
May's
is
potato
really
salad?
really good.
Well, thank
This is
you.
really good. I do love that little kick that you put in it though. That little cayenne is something. I like it.
Not only do I make my own food, so I create my own drinks as well, like my tea and lemonade and all that kind of stuff.
I don't know how you do this. I mean, this is just everything that I've had on this plate is delicious,
Awesome.
right?
Fantastic. So we got one thing left.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
one
see him
thing
over there. I'm
left.
looking at him.
I feel like you've been saving the best for last.
Well, I don't know. I'm gonna let you be the judge.
Oh.
You tell me.
There we go. Go ahead, throw it on there.
Yeah, that's perfect.
I'm gonna need a to-go box.
I have some.
Okay.
Okay, first of all, I just took the knife to cut it. I didn't need to because the fork
I'm
pulled it
eating
right
with a
off the
fork,
bone,
man.
right?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Those are good.
Yeah.
You can tell it's just good home-cooked ribs. You know. Obviously, they're not like smoked ribs. You know, you probably do them.
Actually, I can smoke them, but I did those in the oven.
Okay, that's what I thought.
This is
But I like 'em. I don't miss the smoke. That's what I was getting ready to say.
Okay.
Like, I don't necessarily miss the smoke from a smoker.
I don't miss it at all.
No, this is just as good, if not better.
Again, this is like when you talk about like soul food, right? This is what I grew up with, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean? Like it's like that scene in Ratatouille when they
Yep.
you know what I mean, the Disney movie where the rat makes the right, and then the guy goes into the spell and he brings back his childhood.
Yeah.
That's what I'm feeling from that. You know what I mean?
You know,
Well, I can
I didn't pick up on that until just now, but same thing. My Meemaw, like, if we were sitting down for a Sunday dinner, this is what it would look like.
Right.
You
Right.
know,
I get that.
Like, it would be some collards and, some potato salad and, mac and cheese, the whole nine. So.
Well, I actually made all of this today about 2:30
Oh my goodness.
because I had to work.
We appreciate you so
Thank
much.
you.
This is really good.
Yeah.
Honestly, you did say the best for last because I love these ribs.
These ribs are good.
Yeah, they are really good. So how can we find you? How can everybody watch and call you for every catering event they have?
I'm on Facebook, and also my email address is Simply Southern, SOMD@gmail.com.
Okay.
And I can be reached by phone as well. My number's on there, but my number also is area code 904-610-8982.
All right.
So they can reach me. If someone need a catering job, I ask, if it's a large job, I ask at least 48 hours because I have to go out and grab the things because, again, I don't do anything
I don't
frozen.
think that's too much to ask.
Not at all.
Yeah,
2 days before.
For a catering event, if they're not planning
Yeah.
it, right?
Yeah.
because I don't use frozen stuff, so I like to do everything fresh. So,
Yep.
yeah.
And you love events for kids.
I
so
do.
Kids' birthday
Adults,
parties. Yeah.
adults, weddings. So I kind of sort of stay busy, but a lot of my time because I'm blessed. I am truly blessed. So I donate a lot of my time back to people because, again, that's just who I am, and I want
Yeah.
to make sure that everybody is well taken
Well, I think
care
that
of.
shows through, and it comes through the food too.
Yeah.
That's the thing about soul food. I think normally, and this is my experience, so correct me if I'm wrong, but typically when you're getting real legit soul food, it's the person's soul that you're feeling, and we're the ones that are blessed and grateful to
for
have
real.
you.
Well,
Thank
because
you.
Thank you.
there is no doubt in my mind that there's a beautiful soul sitting in front of us.
And that's what I
catering
said.
us.
The minute when we first started, and I said you can feel the love. That's got to be. That's coming from you, and
Yeah.
we can see it a mile
Yeah.
away, and you feel it. Like you said, the energy in the room just changed with you in here. So thank you for bringing this.
Thank you
And
for
I hope
having
that
me.
everybody watching is calling you for every one of their catering events. Because
Oh, yeah.
if they should be, because let me tell you, Right. This is good stuff here.
Well,
And
thank
if you ever
you.
want to open up a retail spot, we can do that too. And
Right.
I can guarantee you that
As
we
soon
would
as I can
frequent
make
your
some
spot.
money,
Yes,
yes.
we would be there for sure.
Absolutely.
Well, with that, thank you so much for
Well,
coming.
thank y'all for having me. I greatly appreciate it. And if y'all ever want any food, I'm always available.
All right.